Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are diving into No Hard Feelings, a comedy that sparked a ton of conversation, mostly because its whole setup is, well, pretty uncomfortable. And look, this isn't just some random hot take. This was the gut reaction a lot of people had online. I mean, you see the trailer for this movie, and your first thought is probably, wait a minute, what is going on here? So the big question is that all there is to it? Let's dive in and really see if there's something more going on here, a genuine story hiding underneath all that awkwardness. To really get what all the fuss is about, we have to start where the movie starts, with a Craigslist ad. This is where two very, very different kinds of desperation collide. So on one hand, you've got Margot. She's 32, a local in Montauk, and her life is kind of falling apart. She's an Uber driver whose car just got repossessed, and worse, she's about to lose the house her mom left her over a mountain of unpaid property taxes. She is, to put it lightly, completely cornered. And on the other side of this equation, you've got these wealthy, super anxious helicopter parents. They're so worried about their son Percy, who's 19 and painfully shy, that they post this ad offering a free Buick to any woman willing to date him and, bring him out of his shell before he heads off to Princeton. Yeah, and the movie itself leans right into how weird this is. When Margot and her friends first read the ad, they immediately point out that the word date is in quotation marks. Everybody knows what's really being asked here, which leads directly to the central question that so many viewers had. And this is the big one, right? The thought experiment that came up in just about every online discussion. If you flip the genders, if this was a 32-year-old man being hired to seduce a 19-year-old girl, would we still be calling it a comedy? Probably not. And that's the real heart of that initial discomfort with the film. All right, so with that, let's call it a very questionable setup. How does this whole transactional plan actually play out? Oh, it is a total train wreck. I mean, their early dates are just a masterclass in failure. Every single plan backfires. An attempt to seduce him in a van ends with her getting maced in the eyes. A trip to the bar to get him drunk is foiled when he orders virgin daiquiris and starts psychoanalyzing her. And a supposedly romantic skinny dip? Yeah, that ends in a naked brawl with teenagers who steal their clothes. It's just complete chaos. But here's the thing. Something really strange starts to happen in the middle of all that chaos. The fake business part of their deal starts to fall apart, and something totally unexpected, something real, begins to take its place. It all comes to a head after this fake prom night goes completely off the rails. They finally just talk, like actual people. Percy opens up about how profoundly lonely he is, admitting he never really had friends. And in return, Margot shares her own painful story about her estranged father. It's a huge turning point. And that's it. That's the moment everything changes. It stops being about a contract for a car and starts becoming a genuine friendship, one that's built on them both being, well, vulnerable with each other for the first time. And you really see this shift happen. They start doing normal friend stuff, They walk rescue dogs, they play games at an arcade, they're just spending time together with no agenda. And it all leads to a really sweet, genuine first kiss that has absolutely nothing to do with the original deal. They are, for all intents and purposes, becoming actual friends. But you know how these things go. A relationship that starts with a lie is basically a ticking time bomb. So, let's talk about the inevitable fallout when that bomb finally goes off. The way Percy finds out is just so brutally modern, it hurts. He's sitting in his parents' Tesla when Margot calls them to talk business. Her phone automatically syncs with the car's Bluetooth, and bam, he hears everything. He then confirms it all by checking his mom's texts. The entire lie is just exposed in an instant. And the aftermath is just devastating. Percy is completely heartbroken, betrayed, and he lashes out. He says the one thing he knows will cut her the deepest, weaponizing her insecurity about being a townie. He's aiming to hurt her just as much as he's been hurt. But here's where the story takes its final, most important turn. Because despite that flawed beginning and that incredibly painful fallout, both characters actually come out of this wreckage having grown a lot. I mean, just look at Percy. He starts the movie as a kid who literally won't leave his bedroom. By the end, he's gotten his driver's license, he's finally standing up to his controlling parents, and he's confident enough to actually go to college and start his own life. The transformation is profound. And Margot, who felt completely trapped by her past and her hometown, finally finds the courage she needs to move on. She sells her mom's house, not out of desperation, but as a choice. She confronts all her emotional baggage and gets ready to start that new life she put on hold years ago. In their final emotional confrontation, Margot acknowledges the lie at the heart of their whole relationship. But she argues that the connection that grew out of it was real. She says the time mattered because he got to feel something honest and pure for someone else. And in turn, so did she. And that old busted-up Buick, the one that started this whole mess, it becomes the perfect metaphor. Margot ends up getting the car and fixing it herself. Like both of them, it looked like a total wreck on the outside, but underneath, it was solid. It just needed some care and some work to get moving again. Which brings us right back to where we started. Was the premise a deal breaker that's just too gross to look past? Or was it just the messy, questionable catalyst for a surprisingly heartfelt story about two stuck people who, against all odds, helped each other finally grow up? That's the question the film leaves you with.